Gregory Sandoval on Instagram sent this to me, and I would like you to hear through a translator. Aroldis Chapman, after the Red Sox had just won their 14th straight. By the way, U2 14 Elevation. We should get that in there at some point. 14.
Yes.
I'm a music guy. Here is Aroldis Chapman through his translator on why he believes the Red Sox are where they are.
What's this feel like? You've been around for a while, been a part of some streaks. What's this feel like?
Yeah, no, just really happy, really content about how the guys are playing, how everyone's behaving themselves on and off the field, in here in the clubhouse, how they show up to the ballpark, and just really feel happy about the way that we've been playing during this streak.
Wow. Woof. That is an indictment on someone or some individuals. I think, on and off the field, how they are behaving on and off the field. Huh. Wow.
There you go.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I mean, is he referring to Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer? One or both? Like what?
I don't think he's referring to Linda.
Yeah, I mean,
That's crazy right there. That he would say, like, say something along those lines.
Why is it crazy? It's the
Well, I
truth.
guess it's on and off the field, and what the Red Sox tell me, or everybody tells me, just Marcelo Meyer is a guy who likes, Roman Anthony more so than Meyer is a guy who just likes to go out and have dinner,
yeah.
right?
Well, I mean,
I said that last week about, if I was consulting him, hey, it's just a bad look because you're not playing, you're injured. If you're not playing well, and people are like, no, he's just going to dinner at, 6 o'clock. He's home by 9.
Shime, I got to hear that again, if I could, in its entirety, please, from Chapman post-game last night.
What's this feel like? You've been around for a while, been a part of some streaks. What's this feel like?
Yeah, no, just really happy, really content about how the guys are playing, how everyone's behaving themselves on and off the field, in here in the clubhouse, how they show up to the ballpark, and just really feel happy about the way that we've been playing during this streak.
I would love to hear, Shime, and I haven't prepped you for this, so no rush, but I would love to hear the IKF sound again, too.
Yeah.
When he was citing how weird it was and why they were better on the road. Now, ironically, or unironically, they are better now at home, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So on the road, they were great. And then he said at home, there were all these people around.
Right.
And now those people are in Fort Myers. Rough year for Roman Anthony. Holy guacamole.
But do you think IKF was talking about him as well? Because he was hurt at the time. And so I don't know how one, or even if you want to throw Meyer into that as well, because I don't feel like there's been a bunch of issues around Meyer when it comes to off the field. I think he's more connected to Roman Anthony because they're
I think
boys.
it's the opposite. I think that people in the organization view Meyer as a bad influence on Roman Anthony.
Yes.
Oh, they might. I agree with you. They might agree. I agree with you. They might feel that way. I just feel like are two young guys affecting the clubhouse of, there's a bunch of veteran presence in there.
But again, I think it's what is around them. Like IKF was talking about people being around the Fenway Park that they don't know who they are. You have that audio? Go ahead.
I just feel like on the road we're a very close-knit team. We come home and there's just a lot of people. It's different. It's just a different vibe at home, and we got to figure out a way to make it small like how it is on the road. I just feel like at home we see a lot of people that we don't know, or just don't know that are around this area. And when we're on the road, it's just a close-knit group, and we're becoming a really close team. We got to find a way to bring that back home.
I mean, to me, the two sound bites of the summer are that and what we just heard through Aroldis, because I have some trepidation using the translator because I don't know if it's exact.
Yeah, no. It sounds like.
And I feel like
I speak Spanish.
I do too. Claro que sí. Pero I would say very simply, Aroldis Chapman doesn't mince words.
No,
he doesn't speak often.
I'm glad he does. I'm glad he doesn't. Like,
Right.
that's why you need veterans around a baseball team.
Right.
Like somebody who's going to call guys out.
That was a 4x4 off the noggin of
Yeah.
Roman Anthony.
Well, when he talks about, and it's interesting to me because he talks about the way that everybody shows up at the ballpark, like what we heard about Roman Anthony, what we heard from Roman Anthony when he was on this show was that he learned from Alex Bregman. You get there at 5:45, 6 a.m. in the morning. You get started. You get going early. So I don't know. I don't know if he's talking about Roman, if he's talking about Marcelo, if he's talking about the two of them.
Right.
Well, he was plural.
Yeah.
And I think the IKF one, we at the time thought it was all the baseball nerds being
Yes, we
around
did.
the field.
But that's not what it was, I don't believe.
Nope.
So
I think that Roman Anthony wanted you to believe that it was the baseball nerds, when in reality he kind of knew it was himself.
It's an interesting thing to me because of, it's just weird because it's spring training, and I don't know, maybe it turns, and this is the thing. At spring training, everybody was praising Roman Anthony and, for being the first one in, last one out, great guy in the clubhouse, very humble kid. He's one of those kids that, he understands the pressure. And I'm not saying that Chapman is specifically talking about him or not talking about him, but now, I mean, we've seen this kind of, it's like Roman Anthony, somebody's trying to, or at least maybe it could just be us. And when I say us, people like mincing the words, but they're trying to paint him as the pitcher, as the villain now.
what are you talking about? It's both of them, or we don't know who it is. It could be Marcelo Meyer. It could be Roman Anthony.
But those are the only two players that we're talking about.
It sounds to me like it's both of them.
Right, and the person that's saying it is paid by the Boston Red Sox through if ever there was going to be someone that would cushion a blow, it's a translator paid by the organization. And what you just heard was the opposite.
Well, and the only reason why I'm saying, and I'm not saying that he's not talking about Roman Anthony.
He is,
but he could be talking about the team in general.
Wiggy, come on.
So now Roman Anthony doesn't show up on time.
What else would he possibly be talking about?
He didn't say, just to be clear, he didn't say they don't show up on time. He said the way they show up to the ballpark.
Right, the way.
He said the way they show up to the ballpark. I mean, that's the only difference, is that the two of them are not around. That's the only difference between the 14-game win streak and prior to that. So.
And when you listen back as Shine played the IKF audio, that stands to reason.
Well, and actually, I mean, I guess you can include Tristan Cassis in that because he hasn't been around.
He hasn't
been around all season. And to be fair, the win streak really started once Marcelo Meyer got hurt. I mean, that times out more than Roman Anthony being hurt. And Roman.
When did he go to Fort Myers?
I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I guess.
So that time's out.
Yeah, but Roman had been hurt all year long.
No, I know, but when he was out of the clubhouse. He was in Fort Myers.
I don't know. I remember when that was.
Which reads simply, do Wiggy and Curtis have to argue about everything? And no, they agree on many, many things. Yeah. Happens to be a couple back and forth things today, but that's what it's what dialogue is about. Yeah. An exchange of ideas.
And Wiggy's right about Cora. I mean, you got to give him credit. I mean, Cora leaves. Wiggy and Sununu were the two people at the front of the bus on Cora. And and now you're sitting here, and Chad Tracy, who'll be on with us at this time tomorrow around 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Can't wait for that. Wiggy's right. Yeah. I mean, Cora left, and you have to give him credit that they have been a much better team without him.
Yeah, things have definitely changed,
This is TC. TC, good morning.
Good morning. Wiggy, tough day back, buddy. I can't believe I'm about to, not jumping on the Curtis train, but Curtis is having a good day. Just wanted to talk about the whole Chapman thing. Basically, what Chapman's doing, and Wiggy, I'm sorry, but you missed on this one. Mm-hmm. Curtis got it. He's a veteran. He has a right to say what he wants to whoever he wants. He's been there for a while, in the major leagues, and he's done a good job for the most part. But basically what it is it's like, okay, you guys have done nothing, but you think you're everything because that's what the world's telling you. You haven't done a thing in this game. Don't come into this clubhouse stinking like booze from the night before because you had a 2-on-1 or whatnot. Like that stuff. You want to do that stuff, that's fine. You're 22 years old, you got a lot of money, God bless you. Mm-hmm. But you got to be a professional. We're professionals. You got to separate the business and the pleasure. So you might have to tell those two, hey, tomorrow night we can handle it because I got an whatever it is, right? That's what he's saying, that you guys got to get in line. And when you act professional and you show up to the workplace professionally, these are the things that come from it. So get your little act out of here. Just like, it's not the same, but like when I told you guys before Marchand was gone and Swayman was putting up his nonsense, I said, how do you think Marchand feels? He should grab him by his ear and drag him around the locker room and tell him this isn't how it happens. And then Marchand leaves, and what's Marchand do? He handles things the right way, wins a cup. But anyways, the thing I wanted to bring to you, Wiggy, so you can might understand it better. If Drew Bledsoe handled himself the way maybe these young bucks are, you don't have what you had, that unbelievable game against Oakland or whatever they were, the Raiders there, right? Wiggy, you might not be there if Drew Bledsoe decides to be a maggot. Instead, he was a good teammate. He had the ground pulled out from under him, but he acted like a professional because he is a professional. And for all the nitwits out there that don't like Drew Bledsoe, I didn't have a childhood watching the Patriots. I had to listen on the radio because they couldn't sell out home games. Drew Bledsoe came in and changed that. So for all you clowns that want to talk smack about Bledsoe all the time, read the history books. Learn what it was like before he got here. You don't have to like the guy, but what he did is he put the Patriots on the map, and he gets no credit for it.
TC,
you know it. You were there.
I give Drew a lot of credit all the time.
TC, thank you.
Yeah.
So
Roman
TC,
Anthony has nothing to do with Drew Bledsoe.
No, I think he's trying to make the comparison
he's trying to change Wiggy's mind,
right?
And suggest that the Chapman comments after the game are all about Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer,
and that Roman Anthony isn't the type of guy that would necessarily take a back seat for what's right for the team versus putting his own personal benefit ahead of the team. But these two are like apples to oranges. Roman Anthony played in 30 games, and during that 30-game stretch, he stunk. Then he got hurt, and he's been hurt forever, right? The Marcelo Meyer, if you want to make that comparison, I would ask this question. I would say, well, you could maybe do that. I don't know much about Meyer. I never heard anything negative about him in the clubhouse. But all I heard about Roman Anthony was how great of a guy this kid was, how humble he was, how he was the first one in, the last one out to leave, how he learned from Bregman. He was not like a leader in that clubhouse, but a guy that was humble and knew what the expectations were for him.
Was it first one in, last one out at Park City, or first one in, last one out of the clubhouse?
This is what everybody told us. I never heard anything negative about Roman Anthony. Now all of a sudden, Chapman says something and everybody goes, "Oh, Roman Anthony is a problem in the clubhouse because he's out."
Does it give you pause simply because Chapman said off the field? He said, guys are behaving
yes,
on and off the field.
Yep.
Like, doesn't that give you pause?
No, what that tells me is I think he's talking about those guys that are actually playing in that clubhouse who weren't doing the things that they were supposed to be doing. And when he says
who's he referencing? When
he says off the field, that's getting to the puck early, getting the swings in.
All right, so it's nothing to do with going out.
No,
behaving off the field has nothing to do with going out.
That's what.
No.
What else could it mean?
Off the field means you're not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing.
Right,
like you're not watching the film. You're not doing what you need to do.
Away from the facility means behaving off the field.
No. I take it as like not in game situations. When you say, and I think it was it might have been Roman Anthony who talked about this. Doing when we need to watch more film, right? Mm-hmm. So those are things that might not be on the field situations. Remember he said that early in the season, we got to do a better job of maybe watching some more film, getting some more swings in. Like, to me, those are the things off the field, right? What are we doing? Because other than Roman Anthony, and what has Roman Anthony done off the field?
There was a misdirection from the camp of Roman Anthony or someone, or the Marcelo Meyer Roman Anthony orbit that said that the comments from IKF were related to analytics. And in hindsight, I think that was a misdirection.
But what has he done off the field that you would go, okay, I can
Roman
see?
Anthony?
Yeah, him and Meyer, where
They've been out Gallup. We've talked. You and I agreed on this.
No.
Ago.
I said that they were out going to dinner, and people were like, oh, they're home by 9, 10 o'clock. What's the big deal?
No. You and I said if they were going to dinner, it would be no problem. We agreed. But going out until 2 a.m. when you're hurt, you said is a bad look. You said those exact words.
I said not going out to 2 a.m. I said going out, period, is a bad look. Because people already have a perception of you.
What's
because
the perception?
That they like to be out on the town.
Okay, so work with me. So Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer like being out on the town. The organization has had this renaissance in his absence. Aroldis Chapman, IKF, and Wilson Contreras have all in different ways discussed the vibe, the issues, the commitment in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, is overwhelming evidence that what they're discussing is that for whatever reason, it didn't mix well with Roman Anthony this year, that the absence of him and Meyer in and out has benefited the team. I don't think that is a leap. I don't think that is crazy to hear, because if we're all being totally honest,
mm-hmm.
when we heard that quote from Aroldis Chapman, we can play it again.
Yeah.
We all had the same reaction.
Yes.
We did. Wiggy said that's bad. That was your first reaction.
Yeah, because he was talking about the team. I didn't take it as in Roman Anthony.
Okay.
Because we had this conversation, Curtis, last week, and we talked about it. And, Greg, I think you were on the side of, like, no one ever said Roman Anthony was running the streets till 2 a.m.
No. That started weirdly 3 weeks ago.
Right.
3 or 4 weeks ago, whatever it was. And I've never heard that argument about him.
Right.
Never.
Oh, the only thing that I said.
Now, you bring up the Park City thing. There are people who have on social media said there was some tab issue or something at Park City.
No,
right?
not an issue. He picked up the tab.
He picked up a tab.
I mean, I'm the last person to be out at last call. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he was out at Park City, and it was late night. Okay, so I didn't know the Park City situation.
I mean, I don't either. That's just a rumor on the interweb.
And the only reason why I said the Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer thing, is I do like everybody else, is I don't think these guys are all over the town, but the perception that and I throw myself into this, that we've painted of these two young kids is when they were going out, having a good time, and they were out with all the girls and stuff like that. So we have painted this picture of them. And so instantly when
nobody has worked to paint it the other way. Nobody in the organization, teammates, management, anybody.
Well, Breslow did.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said he didn't care. Yeah. He should go out to dinner. They could care less.
Okay,
where he goes.
I'm saying the organization, as in the players that he's with, talking about the way the organization effed with him with his injury. The conversation that we have heard now through IKF, Wilson Contreras, and Aroldis Chapman, all doing at the bare minimum, allowing Roman to sort of float out there, not making it clear what it is they're talking about, because, Greg, you and I did not talk about it. We didn't hear that cut until we heard it live.
Yeah.
We had the same reaction.
Yeah.
And I think the vast majority of the people listening to it had a similar reaction. That is a wild audio clip to hear from a guy after your 14th straight win to bring up people that aren't there.
But why would they have to defend the guy when we heard from all these guys?
Because it happens all the time.
No, but when we heard from all these guys, they talked about how Roman Anthony was such a great teammate.
Right, in the spring. We're talking about months later now.
So what changed in the 30 games he played in?
That he hasn't come back. That the teammates think he was healthy enough to play. The players are playing through far worse.
But that's a different thing, though. So you're saying his teammates...
It's all the same.
No, you're saying his teammates think he's soft.
Well, yes, I said that, and you said, oh.
No. You said he was soft.
I did. You said I was crazy.
No, you said he was soft.
Yes, and you said I was crazy.
Yeah, because you're saying it, but you never said, until this very moment right here, you never said that you believe his teammates think that he's soft too.
Of course they think he should be back. That's why nobody defended him when Sam Kennedy made an ass of himself with Greg calling him Dr. Hill. I mean, when Roman Anthony went to Rob Bradford and was like, this is my TCL joint and this is where this is, he was on an island. If that's anybody else, people are out there saying, this is absurd. Why are you on him? Like, it's insane to me that nobody on the roster has said a word in defense of his toughness.
So how come you're the only person? I have never heard this argument or this view, I would say more an argument, but this view from anybody else until you.
That what? That he's soft?
No, not that he. I've not. You're the only one who said he's soft.
No, some people do say that. But Curtis.
No, I'm talking about
Curtis
people
was early on.
I'm talking about like people that
Curtis is
on the radio.
Not necessarily a Roman Anthony fan. I mean, you've been pretty.
I love Roman Anthony when I met him.
No, but I've never heard where
any other athlete in Boston that has this trajectory where they're expected to be the face of the franchise, they hurt their pinky or their ring finger,
I get
and
that.
it's now 3 months later.
No, but I've never heard any other person in the sports talking world say that Roman Anthony's teammates think that he's soft because they don't defend him.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my opinion.